American foods that are banned in other countries by weird history food.
Most Americans want to believe that the United States is the gold standard of clean food.
Is that true? Because I'm American and I know for a fact that America has like some of the nastiest, not good for you at all food in the entire world. Like that's just common knowledge, I feel like. If you actually are American and think that we got the best, most healthy food, you're just ignorant on purpose, bro. Like there's no way anyone actually thinks that.
But that belief may not hold up to scrutiny. From unsanitary practices in mass production to the addition of dangerous chemicals, countries have good reason to give the side eye to imported foods claiming to be USDA approved.
A hot dog is the most nasty shit ever. You ever watch a video on what they put in a hot dog? It's just a bunch of random shit mushed together into a wiener shape. It's good though.
That's right. This week we're talking about American foods
Swiss
that
cake
have been
rolls.
banned by other countries.
Okay.
But before we get
see.
started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel.
Maybe.
Then leave a comment and tell us what other world food facts you would like to know more about. Now
let's get it.
see how wrong the rest of the world really is.
Skittles? Wait, for real? Other countries don't get
Since the dawn
Skittles?
of Skittles, there have been rumors about the dangers of eating them. Every one of us heard at least one classmate claim that the red ones make you sterile, and the yellow ones, they give you cancer.
What?
Turns out,
I have never heard that in my entire life.
it might be worse than that. First of all, your classmate wasn't wrong. The dyes known as Yellow 5 and Yellow 6 have been linked to hives and hyperactivity in children.
Really?
Sweden and Norway have banned the candies out of concern.
I know Red 40 is like really bad. That's the only thing I've heard though.
The European Union will most likely be banning Skittles at the end of the year, having
Really?
already swapped out some of the dye for more natural flavors. This is because of something called titanium dioxide, which can be found making the colors pop across the rainbow. Research linked titanium dioxide to damaged DNA, which can...
Okay, so if we know this shit is actually destroying our bodies, how is the US government not banned this shit? Is there just not enough research? Like, is the research not good? Remember what they used to say, like, back, this was before my time, but they used to say that smoking cigarettes was like a health benefit. Isn't that crazy? The government, like, I don't know, US government, they don't even know what the hell's going on, bro.
lead to cancer. While Europe...
Money? You think Skittles is paying the government to not ban their dyes? That's crazy. That's a conspiracy for sure.
may be ahead of the Skittles awareness curve, America is quickly catching up. In May of 2021, the Environmental Working Group asked the FDA to categorize titanium dioxide as toxic.
Okay.
And yes, before you ask, right now the FDA says it's okay to consume some of that chemical compound. You can taste the rainbow, but just in moderation. California is home to an ongoing lawsuit against Mars Inc., the parent company of Skittles. The lawsuit claims Skittles are not only toxic, but are unfit for human consumption.
Damn.
So,
I did not know this. I love Skittles. Am I gonna die?
oh, maybe for now, play it safe. Just go have some Swedish fish instead.
Wait, Swedish fish? Is that supposed to be better for you? Bread? What's wrong with our
Ever
bread?
looked at a piece of crusty French baguette, be it in cartoon or in real life? But let's be honest, it was probably in the hands of Pepe Le Pew, and think, I can't make a sandwich with that. As great as we talk about the invention of
I've never
sliced
thought
bread,
that.
a lot of European countries have actually banned much of what you'd find on America's wide grocer shelves. That's
Really?
because we make a lot of our bread not just with grain, but with a variety snap packs worth of additives. Like azodicarbonamide, for example, which helps bleach flour and strengthen dough. Fun fact about azodicarbonamide, it's also used in a spectrum of industrial products, including yoga mats.
We're eating yoga mats? Bro, what? Dude, I have no faith in my government.
Downward dogs. The European Union is really against the idea of its citizens eating yoga mat material
As they
and
should.
banned their use in food products.
Why is it grain? Wait, pork?
The other white meat, is a staple of American meats, along with chicken, fish, and beef.
I don't eat a lot
From
of pork.
bacon to ham, hot
I guess
dogs
I'll
to
eat
pork
bacon every once in a
chops.
while.
American meat eaters consume about 67 pounds of pig per person every year.
Damn!
Ooh-wee, my heart is stopping. Don't get us wrong, other nations indulge in swine just as much, if not more, than Americans. So why doesn't the U.S. export scores of succulent bacon-bearing boars? Well, it turns out America adds a lot of chemicals during processing. Ractopamine in particular is used in many pig farms to raise porkier porkers. Ractopamine, which we put a dash of in a lot of foods, has been banned in 160 countries, which all consider the drug unsafe for human consumption. This in turn has led to a prohibition of pork exports across the world. The EU hasn't touched the stuff since outlawing ractopamine in 2009. China and Russia have been ractopamine-less since 2013. Maybe that's because ractopamine has the same effects as an intoxicant on humans and can cause tachycardia, headaches, and muscle spasms if consumed in large enough
Oh my
quantities.
God. No wonder the leading cause of death is heart disease. Why are we allowed to eat this shit? I'm glad I'm watching this. This is educating me. Maybe I'll live longer because of this video. Fruit Loops has paint thinner in it? Are you for real? I love Fruit Loops.
But it is a small price to pay for a perfect piece of the pork.
No way, bro. Don't tell me.
Hygiene in America often comes down to dousing stuff in a chlorine bath and calling it FDA approved. And chicken is no exception. Pathogen reduction treatments, or PRTs, refer to the use of different chemicals to destroy harmful microbes on raw meat. Somewhere along the line, American food regulators decided a quick chlorine shock was the best way to kill salmonella and other bacteria on uncooked poultry. Chlorine marinade. And look, it's not that the EU is against taking a long gulp from the public pool now and
Dude.
then. In fact, the risks posed
I
by
love
chlorine
chicken.
consumption are relatively low. The bigger concern is that the chlorine baths are just an eye-burning Band-Aid on a larger problem. The tip of the beak, so to speak.
Tip of the beak.
They're worried that the PRTs are insufficient to deal with more than just the normal bacteria and don't get at a potential contamination from things like low
Bro, this
quality
video's
feed to
depressing.
unsanitary coops
Why'd
on
I watch
farms.
this?
The EU called the chlorine rinse an easy fix, arguing no chemical rinse will ever remove all bacteria from meat heavily contaminated as a result of poor hygiene. That hurts extra to hear it from the French.
Okay, but like, it's well known to just not eat raw chicken and then you won't get salmonella, right? Doing this chlorine rinse doesn't even 100% get rid of salmonella, so why the hell are we still doing it? Bro, lobbyists are the dumbest thing in the world. Being able to be a company with a lot of money to pay government officials to not ban certain shit so you can keep making money is unbelievable. It should not be a thing, bro. It should not. Mountain Dew. I am not an avid Mountain Dew
is
consumer.
the closest any soft drink has come to being fully weaponized.
Oh,
but did
what?
you know in Austria and Norway, the soda is outright banned?
I didn't know that.
That's because Mountain Dew's signature Chernobyl radiant hue comes from tartrazine, also known as yellow 5. And if your
Ooh.
ADHD hasn't kicked in yet, you'll remember that color
I
and
remember
number
that.
from the Skittles section earlier. It's been linked to headaches, hyperactivity, and the desire to be annoying to other people.
What?
Ironically, the qualities that make Mountain Dew a soda non gratis in other countries is exactly what the brand promotes: a frenetic, over-caffeinated lifestyle. Do the do. Baja Blast. Woo-hoo. And while you might be able to find Mountain Dew in Europe, it's going to hit a little different. That's because Europe spent exactly 2 years in the 90s riding the dew before discontinuing it. What is being sold as Mountain Dew in the EU has a recipe closer to the original carbonated beverage, as created by Tennessee beverage bottlers Barney and Ollie Hartman in the 1940s. The original Mountain Dew was meant as a whiskey mixer, with the name coming from the affectionate Scottish term for moonshine. It'll tickle your innards, is what the old ads used to read. No.
Why the hell? Who buys something? How did this even get popular? Who would purposely want to drink something that is said to tickle your innards? Dude, we were some freaky ass bitches back in the day. How did this get popular?
Lies detected here.
Yahoo! Mountain Dew!
Okay. Little Debbie. Oh my God, I love these little unhealthy ass
Little
shits.
Debbie has been providing Americans with comfort snack food since the 1960s. With
Yeah,
their
I love that
variety
shit.
of zebra
Oh,
cakes,
zebra
star
cakes.
crunches, nutty bars,
Oh,
fudge
nutty
rounds,
bars.
and cosmic brownies.
Oh.
But their big claim to fame, as anyone who has ever had their lunch packed by a parent can attest, is the Little Debbie Swiss Rolls, a mixture of rich chocolate cake and butter-creamy filling. Over 900 million cartons of Little Debbie products are shipped each year, but none of those cartons go anywhere near Austria or Norway.
Okay, I can understand this. I know when I'm eating a zebra cake, Swiss cake roll, cosmic brownie, nutty bar, whatever it may be, I know that I'm poisoning my body. Like, you can just taste the poison, but it's so good. I don't give a shit. Every once in a while, I don't eat them every day. Every once in a while, I'm talking like a couple times a year, I might poison my body a little bit. I mean, shoot, I drink alcohol. Everyone knows that shit's poison. I still do it sometimes.
Blame those rascally additives, yellow 5 and red 40.
That's really
Swiss
why?
rolls contain 32 milligrams of dye per product, and in those quantities,
They're just
they've been
brown.
shown to have an adverse effect on children. And we're not just talking about causing hyperactivity, although one study found that cutting all artificial food coloring from diets may
Yo, I did kind of eat way too many of these as a kid. Like, I'm talking now, I don't eat them a lot, but as a kid, bro, I was eating the shit out of these things. I feel like the only reason I didn't eat more is because my mom couldn't afford to keep it stocked as much. So I had to ration them. I couldn't just eat a whole box every week because we weren't getting a new box every week. You know what I mean?
be one
And I had
half
to
as
share with my
effective
brother.
as prescribing kids Ritalin. And while we can't prove there's a direct connection between artificial food coloring and cancer, they do cause damage to white blood cells, causing them to mutate after only 3 hours. Exposure to these
Damn.
dyes could cause tumor cells to multiply way more rapidly. For that reason, researchers say a high chronic intake of food colorings throughout the entire life is not advisable. If only they weren't so delicious.
Why isn't it banned,
Surprisingly,
bro?
you can buy Little Debbie's Swiss rolls in the EU, but they come with warning labels advising parents of the potential dangers to kids. You know, like cigarettes.
That's so silly to me. Special K? Okay, I don't
When you hear
eat
the
this
words
shit.
banned breakfast cereal, you're probably imagining one of the countless kid-focused brands of sugary morsels,
Yep,
like the
I am.
oh-so-delicious Cookie Crisp. So you might be surprised to learn that it's actually Special K, the most boring cereal on all of the earth, that has been banned in Denmark and discouraged in the EU.
That's
How
interesting.
does the healthiest box of flakes on the shelf get banned, while stuff like Reese's Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch continue to enjoy free passage?
Oh, let me some Cinnamon
Ironically,
Toast Crunch.
because of its supposed health benefits. In the UK, Special K has been put on blast by the Advertising Standards Authority for exaggerating how much folic acid they pack into portions. Though it's still legal to buy in Europe, Denmark has completely banned Special K since 2004 for all its fortified vitamins and minerals. Regulators argue that Kellogg's cereal's unnaturally high levels of everything from vitamin A to zinc
Oh.
actually qualify Special K as a genetically modified organism, or GMO. More specifically, Special K is swole with the same artificial compounds that studies have shown to potentially pose health risks, specifically to children and
I
pregnant
got you.
women. In
That makes
conclusion,
sense.
you may want to stick with crunch berries.
No, not steak.
You don't need to take a transcontinental flight to visit countries that have banned American foods.
Bro, I'm gonna die.
Just drive up to the Canadian border, flash your passport, and sign an affidavit saying you're not smuggling any steak tartare in your trunk. Today, consuming raw meat has fallen out of fashion in the U.S., much like other foods like veal and pate.
Fallen out of
which
fashion?
don't make you sick, but
Who the
might
hell's
make you
eating raw
sad.
meat?
But while baby cow and overstuffed goose liver is illegal in parts of America now, tartare is not. See, while veal and pate may be uncool, they are also served hot. Unlike tartare, which is chopped up cold meat.
Who's eating
straight from the cow.
tartare?
Undercooked or raw foods can lead to an increase in food poisoning and
Oh, really?
parasitic infections,
Really?
especially in beef and
Oh.
poultry. But considering how fancy pants steak tartare is, Titanic food one might say, you'd think countries might look the other way and let the luxury delicacy slide. And for a long time they did. In Canada, meat has to reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees
I'm good then.
Fahrenheit,
I'm good.
equivalent of a medium rare steak, in
I
order
love
to be
medium
considered
rare.
safe to serve. But those rules aren't strictly enforced. That is, until recently.
That shit
In
do kinda look good, though.
2021,
I'm not gonna lie.
Restaurant owners in New Brunswick selling steak tartare were all served cease and desist letters. Canadian public health officials had decided that amid the ongoing health crisis of COVID-19, the last thing their citizens needed was a side order of botulism.
Okay, we're good again. I don't drink this shit. I
Is there
stopped drinking
anything
pop.
more American than Coca-Cola? The fizz,
Eh,
the
probably
flavor,
McDonald's.
the former secret ingredient, cocaine. Coke is basically apple pie in beverage form. And it's not just Americans who are cuckoo for Coke. Invented by a pharmacist in 1886 Georgia, Coca-Cola quickly
I
caught
guess
on
Coca-Cola
overseas.
is
It
more
was
American
the
than
World War II
McDonald's.
GI's drink of choice. Pre-pandemic, Coca-Cola had 500 brands in over 200 countries, making it the
Damn.
best-selling soft drink and one of the most
500?
recognizable brands of all time. But there will always be exceptions, and unlike the other entries on the list, for once it has nothing to do with health concerns. Everybody knows that Coke
What?
is not good for you.
Well,
We
duh.
just decided collectively that we don't care. No, the countries that have outlawed the brand have done so because of what it represents, a symbol of the encroachment of American capitalism.
Are you
From
for real?
1962 to 2011, the U.S. banned sales of Coke to Burma as part of sanctions against the military junta that ruled the country until 2011. It resumed sales in the country in 2012. Today, Coca-Cola is
Interesting.
only unavailable in 2 countries with long-term trade embargoes with the U.S. North Korea hasn't allowed Coke since 1950.
Okay, so
and the
this is
bubbly
a health
beverage has
risk.
been banned in Cuba since Fidel Castro seized supplies in 1962. First the prequels, now Coke. Is there anything that can't be ruined by the federalization of trade taxation?
Oh,
In a
yeah.
twist of irony and lime, Cuba was actually one of the first bottlers of the beverage outside of America. Today, Cuba Cola has replaced Coke as the
Cuba
country's
Cola.
soft drink of choice, though black market sales abound. After all, it is the birthplace of the Cuba Libre.
There's people actually going on the black market in Cuba to get Coca-Cola. It's not that good, right? I guess to some people it is. I don't know.
AKA the rum and Coke.
I do like me a good rum and Coke. I ain't gonna lie.
M&M's, the delicious melt in your mouth, not in your hand
love
snacks,
M&Ms, bro.
were originally a collaboration between the science.
Dude, I don't even want to watch this, dude. M&M's is probably one of the only candies that I eat probably like not regularly. I'm talking like maybe once a month, couple times a month, but I only eat it with my popcorn. And if you guys think that's crazy, you haven't tried it yet, obviously. Dude, just sprinkle a little M&Ms on top of your popcorn, sweet and salty. I love it. So I don't really want to. I'm about to skip this. I'm not actually going to skip it.
Sons of the Mars and Hershey
I don't want you to
dynasties
tell me
in
anything bad about
1941.
my beloved
Like
M&Ms.
Coca-Cola, M&Ms gained international fans during World War II, as American soldiers popularized the candy overseas as the chocolate that won't get your trigger finger all sticky. But you won't find the candy in Sweden, where it's banned due
Why
to
not?
a trademark conflict with a popular national candy that also
Oh,
features
okay.
lowercase n's
Woo-hoo.
as its signature.
It's not poison.
When Mars introduced
It's a
the candy to
trademark
Sweden in
agreement.
2009,
We're
a
good.
court ruled its marketing too similar to that of the Norwegian Marabous, which resemble Kit Kats. During World War I, Marabou had moved its manufacturing
Ain't
to its
nobody
Swedish
eating
neighbors,
Marabous.
where it received a royal warrant of appointment by the King of Sweden. And here we thought the Swiss were the chocolate snobs. Should you want to check out what the fuss is all about, Marabou's is sold in IKEA stores here in the U.S.
Maybe I need
Well,
to try
at
them.
least
Maybe
it's
they're
good to
delicious. I don't know.
that M&Ms don't contain any harmful dyes or chlorine residue, right? That's a pretty important victory for hard-shelled chocolate.
So we're good. I ain't gonna die. We're still gonna eat M&Ms. I don't give a shit. Let's go. It seems that the U.S. food companies make it a challenge for themselves to make everything somehow unhealthy or toxic. Yeah. At the end of the day, if we're just making normal food, then we don't stand out. We stand out as America by poisoning our children. USA. The American food industry sees consumers as another form of livestock. Not wrong. The European Union is against the idea of their citizens eating yoga mat material. Yeah, what's wrong with them? They're stupid. Why wouldn't you want to eat a yoga mat? I'm an American now living in Italy, and one of the things I first noticed as a local butcher was chicken actually looks like, well, chickens. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I love chicken, but sometimes I buy some chicken thighs and them bitches are huge. And I'm like, what kind of thigh on a chicken did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, this bitch was thick. But no, it's because they probably put some shit in there to make it extra big for no reason. Because like chickens aren't that big. Like chicken legs, like they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like when the thighs are as big as my thighs, there's clearly something going on with this chicken, but it's still delicious. I love how people go on vacation to Europe and go, wow, the food was so good, and then never wonder why and how. Yeah. The problem with that is the good stuff is expensive. Companies in America can't handle paying this much money to get actually good for you, good tasting ingredients, especially if they're selling you dog shit and you're eating dog shit. Why would I pay more to make it better if you're still going to buy the dog shit? Realistically, we just need better options. That's the problem. But that's another problem, though, is that these chemicals that should be banned are literally addicting. And so we are addicted to the dog shit. It's kind of really messed up. I make 98% of my food from scratch. Once you actually read the nutrition labels, you start to wonder why the USDA allows all of these additives and preservatives in our foods. I'd actually prefer if they had to follow the same rules as required by the EU. I agree. They should have to follow the rules, but also, how the hell do you have time to make 98% of your food from scratch? Ain't nobody got time for that, bro. I barely got time to cook as is. I eat out way too much. I should make more time to cook. But if I had to make it all from scratch, what you talking about? Like growing my chickens out back, getting a garden? Like, bro, it's probably a good idea, but I ain't got time for that. The FDA needs to be under investigation. True. However, these companies are spending money to make sure the FDA doesn't shut them down. And that's not just the FDA. That's literally every single thing in the United States. Like oil companies making it harder to buy an electric vehicle because then less people would buy oil. It's all messed up, bro. The fact that politics is involved in what is going inside of my body is stupid. That should have no bearing on the level of ingredients going into my body. Like, that is so dumb. I hope one day America changes. But anyway, that was a fire video. Leave a like.